He corrects me in front of people and then tells me he's just being honest, and I nod like that explanation makes sense. It shows up in small, regular ways that don't look dramatic if you list them out. In the mornings when I'm getting dressed, he'll pause at the doorway and say something like, "You're wearing that?" Not angry. Not loud. Just a comment. If I change, he says nothing. If I don't, later he'll mention how someone else at work dresses. More put together. When I talk, he'll interrupt to fix a word I used wrong, or to say I'm explaining it badly. If we're with friends, he laughs and says, "What she means is," and then rephrases what I just said. If I react even slightly, he smiles and says, "I'm kidding. You know I'm just honest." Online makes it worse. He scrolls through his phone at night and points things out. A video of a woman who speaks confidently. A post about high-value partners. He doesn't say I should be like them. He just says, "See how she carries herself?" If I ask what he means, he says I'm reading into it. If I go quiet, he says nothing. If I push back, he tells me I'm too sensitive, and that he can't say anything without me taking it personally. I've started to check myself before I speak. I rehearse sentences in my head to avoid being corrected. I choose clothes based on what won't invite a comment. When he jokes, I laugh quickly so it doesn't turn into a conversation about my reactions. When he does apologize, it's only after I insist that what he said hurt. Even then, it's careful. "I'm sorry you felt that way." Or, "I'm sorry, but you know I'm just trying to help." I tell myself this is what honesty looks like in a marriage. I wonder if I really am too sensitive. I think about how other couples joke with each other. How people online say partners should tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. I minimize it. I tell myself he's stressed. That he's blunt. That he means well. Sometimes I even defend him in my head before he has to say anything, just to keep the peace inside me. We met at a friend's birthday dinner. Loud restaurant. Shared table. He sat across from me and asked what I did for work. We talked about normal things. Traffic. Food. People we both knew. He corrected me once about a detail in a story, and I remember thinking it was kind of confident. Like he paid attention. In the beginning, things felt steady. He liked routines. He planned ahead. He had opinions about everything, which felt reassuring at the time. I didn't have to guess where he stood. If I asked a question, he answered directly. There wasn't a lot of emotional back and forth. It felt grown up. Predictable. I thought that was maturity. The first shift was easy to dismiss. I told a story about my day, and he stopped me to say I was rambling. He suggested I get to the point. I laughed it off. Later, when I mentioned it bothered me, he said he was just trying to help me communicate better. I dropped it. Another time, he joked about my outfit before we went out. I changed mostly because I didn't want to start anything. It didn't feel like a fight. Felt like adjusting. Then it kept happening. Not every day. Just enough that I noticed patterns. In public, he's charming. People laugh at his jokes. When he corrects me, it sounds playful. If I react in front of others, he squeezes my hand and says, "Relax." At home, if I bring it up, he tells me I'm overthinking it. When I stay quiet, the night goes smoothly. When I speak up, the mood shifts. He gets distant. He says he feels like he has to walk on eggshells. So I learn when to stay silent. I learn which parts of myself cause friction. I explain it to myself and to others. I say, "He's just honest." I say, "He pushes me to be better." I know it sounds small, but it happens a lot. I know he hurts my feelings, but he doesn't mean to. I tell myself that marriage isn't about being comfortable all the time. That growth is uncomfortable. That love isn't just validation. I stay because my confidence isn't what it used to be. Because I keep thinking if I just toughen up, things will feel normal again. Because we're married, and that word still means something heavy to me. Because part of me believes he'll soften if I stop reacting. Because starting over feels exhausting, and I'm not sure I trust my own judgment anymore. Leaving feels harder than staying. I imagine explaining this to someone new and hearing it out loud. I worry they'll tell me I'm overreacting too. I think about the quiet evenings alone, without even the comfort of familiarity. I think about how much of my sense of worth is tied to this relationship now, even though that scares me. I think about how lonely it would feel to admit that I stayed somewhere that made me smaller. There wasn't a big moment that changed everything. It was quieter than that. We were at a small gathering, and I answered a question someone asked me. He corrected me again and everyone laughed. I laughed too. Later that night I replayed it, not because it was shocking, but because I couldn't remember the last time I'd finished a sentence without checking his face. Right now, nothing is resolved. We still live together. He still says he's just being honest. I still tell myself that honesty is good, that I should appreciate it. But I also notice how careful I am now, how much space I take up less and less, how I call this love while shrinking myself. If honesty hurts every time, what is it really for?